Hey everyone, welcome to the Man United Agenda. We're doing a preview show for Man United versus Copenhagen, a must-win game. Welcome everyone to Man United Agenda. Yes, it's Monday night, first night of the week, and we got a big week this week for Manchester United. Obviously, they're playing Copenhagen tomorrow. Must get the 3 points, and then at the weekend, it's the Manchester derby again. So here we go, Mr. B. How are you this morning? Or I was going to say this morning, but when you finished work, you told me backstage, but let them know. It's painful here.
I've had a good day. 2 hours driving for a full day's pay. Roll on these school holidays. Roll on these school holidays and all these people with their closed businesses and people going on holiday, man. If I get another one of those this week, it will be a blessing, man. So yeah, I've had a nice, relaxing day, not yawning like you on bath time before the show.
Yeah, I was on a training course and struggling to get through. I mean, after lunch, I was hanging. You know, when your eyes just gonna. I was like that. I couldn't keep it together. I had to go to sit on the toilet for a bit, just to take some time out and splash my face. Bath time. How was your day?
You sat on the toilet and splashed your face.
That's how it sounded, isn't it? Yeah. I went to the sink afterwards when I washed my hands. My face, yes. Just to clarify. Thanks, Mr. B. Bath time. How was your day?
A nightmare. I'm really struggling at the moment because where we're living, it's still sort of a little bit flooded, so I can't go out and do runs. So I've been staying up too late. I feel fat. I smacked the shit out of my boxing pads this morning and got told off for making too much noise, like then Jackie Chan noises and stuff. And I just really want to be able to go and run. It's driving me nuts. But I like Mr. B. I'm not having little naps during the day, purring to myself.
I want to say big up to Box. He's saying dodgy curry. No, just boredom of a training course. Jeff's in the house saying big up, gentlemen. How you doing, Jeff? And how you doing, Matthew Bassett, as well? There's more to come, I'm sure. Get off the wine, says Jeff. Guys, oh God, they're piling in right now. Time to take up swimming, Fawn.
I can't swim.
You can't swim?
No, I'm too...
You're black then. You must be a black man like us, because we can't swim.
I'm just really... I've just got a very odd body shape that means I find swimming really, really difficult. I've never been good at it. I can't do front crawl. I hate swimming, but I do like taking my clothes off.
Can you swim to save your life? Especially with your name like Bath Time. Can you swim to save your life?
I'm just thinking the same thing.
It depends. It depends what situation I'm in. If I'm in the bath, I'm not going to bloody drown, am I? But like, if you boot me off an oil rig, the chances are very low. So I need a bit more context as to what I'm surviving.
I mean, when I go to the sea or when I go out in the sea, I only go as far as I can walk and feel the ground. You know, that's probably like a mile out.
I was gonna say, bloody hell, Johnny Green Giant flipping it one day.
All right, can you swim, Mr. B?
Anyway, the lesson about that.
Yes,
I swim like a brick, bro. I swim like a brick.
Yeah, me too.
We've got Vincent in the house as well. Big up to Vincent. And I didn't have a dodgy curry goat. No, it was just to get out of the training course. That's all it was. Anyway, guys, weekend. What happened, guys? Start with you, Mr. B. Amateur football review. How did you get on Saturday?
So look, we've had 3 games. We've had 6 games, 3 wins, 3 losses. So yeah, we won. It was our time for the win yesterday, through to a quarterfinal that I'm not sure that we've got any chance of winning, but we will see. So yeah, 2-1 win. The first half was full of rain, full of sunshine. The second half, the heavens opened up, and there was no showers in the changing room. So yeah, I had a lot of pissed off players, but the food was good. Hospitality was good. They took us to the pub across the road, the Torch, just up there in Wembley. So yeah, it worked. It was a good day, to be fair. It was a good day. Struggling.
No goalkeeper issues this week?
No, I had a goalkeeper. There's a goalie in the club who we didn't know who was available to play. So he played this week. I've got one of my own goalies back next week. with quite a few people away. So next week's going to be one of those where the squad is really going to have to dig deep. But look, through to the quarterfinals, man. I can't moan.
Wicked. Could be lifting some silverware, hopefully, later this year. Half time, how did you get on over the weekend?
Well, because we play on clay pitches and the bloody world was underwater, nothing. No football. Cancelled 2 days beforehand. I drank a bottle of wine. I played Just Dance. And that's it. But what about the lads in chat? Like who plays Sunday League in our chat? I think Matthew Bassett.
Matthew Bassett does, yeah.
Yeah, let us know how you got on, boys, because a bit like the rest of the people who don't play football, I feel extremely left out, and I don't like being left out. I like playing football. It's really unfair.
Big up to Alex. He's saying big up, fella. Took a little break after all the sale news started again. Maguire had a game. Man, I actually enjoyed watching him. So, yeah, swinging people around. My over-50s team won 6-0. Congratulations.
There you go.
That's brilliant. And yes, Matthew Bassett does play Sunday League as well.
And what was the result, my friend? We need a score update.
It's like teletext, isn't it? Waiting for this result to come in. Come on,
Bassett text.
Yeah, that's right. In the meantime, yeah, we didn't have a game either. We had County Cup game. We got a bye. Oh, there we go. Game cancelled an hour before kickoff. Sunday was beautiful weather. Sunday was beautiful weather. I know it's raining hard for Mr. B on Saturday, but Sunday was beautiful. So the game was cancelled. I knew that already. And next week, I went to scout and record Harrow St. Mary's. We're playing them next week. And they are 3-3. They've won all three of their games. Now, this is a team that we used to beat all the time. Suddenly, they're winning. I wanted to find out what's changed. And they've got about 2 players from last year. The rest, what's happening is their first team, who used to play in the top division, they've sort of disbanded, and all the first team players are playing for their team now. So we've got a tough game. Where I thought, there's a 2-horse race. Now it looks like a 3-horse race. I've watched them. They were brilliant. They tore apart Harefield. And I've recorded it, and what I've done, I've sent it to the group chat, explained to everyone, this number 10 is good, this is what their fullbacks do, they've got a good winger, they win everything in midfield. I've really tried to put the fear into the boys, because I think they've got an idea of Harrow St. Mary's being poor. This is a completely different team, so good scouting by me. That's what I'm paid to do.
This is like,
I made a 6-minute video on it as well, so yeah.
Is this like Bielsa? Did he not send a scout dressed as a bush to hide in a tree or something to spy on Lampard's derby? Is this what you do? Yeah.
I took the dogs with me. I got recognised. I can't. I'm always recognised in the Harrow League, and everyone knows me and the dogs. But I will say this: I found out a couple of hours ago somehow the game's been cancelled. So they probably need more time to prepare, because I went to them at half time. I had to go, they were 4-0 up at half time. I walked over to them and said, you guys, well done, we'll see you next week. And they're like, okay. It's been cancelled. So they probably shit them up and showing how professional I am. But anyway, that's enough about it. That's enough about amateur football. I hope you get your games on, because it's getting to that time of season, just flooding and raining. You don't want to get the games called off up north there with you, Darius. Bath time, and your home pitch is pretty good, isn't it, Mr. B?
Yeah, we've got 5. So okay. Yeah, we normally get a game on. To be fair.
All right. Well, the big game. Enough about that. Let's get to the pros.
Can we not hear the comments about people playing football?
Are there comments coming through? All right, let's have a look. All right, here we go. Waterlog pitch. This is why reason Matthew Bassett got called off. Jeff saying here we have a bunch of ringers. It's not really fair. That's why he won 6-0. Were they over 50 as well? Is that criteria? Did they have to be over 50? Alex, here we go. Alex saying I do play as well here in the States, Sunday League. We won 8-0 against a team that won the league this season in Tampa. Wow.
Well done.
So how good are you? Alex, that's amazing. All right, absolutely gutted, no game in the weekend. That's from Matthew Bassett. Caffeine, doping, perhaps I'm on decent box. Here we go. Raining. When it's raining tears from my eyes. Can't you see that the Glazers are pissing me off? Okay. That's from Vincent. Alex. I refereed a couple games in Tampa. What a league. Is it a good league? You mean 8-0? I mean, that's a thrashing. Tampa. Tell us more about it. Maybe give some videos, guys. Drop some videos in. And yes, all the players are over 50. What is a clay pitch? Bath time. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, like in the UK, a lot of the pitches that are used are sort of like normally you'd build like houses on them and stuff. So we get like the worst pitches, and they've always got clay deposits underneath. That means that when it rains, it just doesn't piss off. It stays there for ages. So it's not like. Is it tennis where they play on clay? I know you love grass, Mr. B,
yeah.
but like a clay pitch isn't like a tennis court. It's just a pitch that's got a clay deposit underneath it, and it's very annoying.
Box saying, do you remember the football tournament on Sky, the Masters football, with all the ex-pros playing five-side? I do remember that. That was pretty good. And Jeff saying, okay, so you have grass. Yes, just about. All right, let's get on with it. Squad news. Man United playing tomorrow. Any developments? Anyone coming back from injury? I don't know. I haven't got any details here. So over to you guys, Mr. B or Bath Time. What do you know? Who's available? What the news?
What you got, Bath Time? We got that. I know Malasia's back on grass training.
Yeah.
Finally.
I think Casemiro, Reguilon are back training. There appears to have been a bit of a mix-up today where Samuel Luckhurst asked about the squad, and Ten Hag tried to say Sergio, but said Sancho instead. So lots of people were like, what's he got to do to get in the team? And Ten Hag was going, well, he's got to, train well and all these things. And I found that quite funny.
Oh, God.
That's all I know.
Because he hasn't mentioned that boy's name for a long time. So that it
Good.
can slip out.
Good.
It must be on his mind. He's living rent-free in his head. It came out, finally. Sergio calls a stir, says Jeff. I'm sure that's what you're referring to. And what about Luke Shaw? Any news about him?
No, nothing at all. We now know that Malacia had a knee injury. We don't know what sort of knee injury, but so the fact that our squads, we're now getting players back. He's now able to change things. As long as we've got a left back playing, then I'm happy. It's not our first choice, maybe our second choice to be fair. But look, let's just have a left back playing so we can get some balance back to this bloody team.
Let's rewind just a second, talking about that 8-0 because it's such a shocking result in the Tampa League. Alex saying here we had the wind at our back, and so was the ball was flying into the net. The 10 for our team, number 10. I got 4 assists to my best friend. Wow. Who is the striker? His friend's a striker. He's tall as shit, so easy to find in the box. Wow, we got a playmaker here. Alex, are you that?
Playing in a tornado. What kind of wind is driving the ball into the net like that? I want to play in that.
Bath Time, did you listen to the press conference? You certainly did because you've.
No, I've been working. I just had a brief look at Twitter before I came on.
No, that's not what he's supposed to say. Yeah, he's back, but he's suspended for the game, so he wouldn't have been playing anyway.
So let's just clarify here. It looks like Reguilon's coming back, yeah?
Yep.
And with the defenders, obviously Martinez is still out. Luke Shaw's still out. What about Wan-Bissaka? Any news on him?
No news on Wan-Bissaka. Okay. Nothing.
And then Casemiro could be back in training as well. But
no, he is back in training, 100% in training, but not playing because he's suspended. Yeah, okay. because of the Rick by Anana.
Okay. All right, here we go. Yes, there is some Texas. They do have a lot of wind out there, tornadoes and everything else. There was a wrestler called Kerry Von Erich. He was known as a Texas tornado, and I found out a few years ago because he's a great wrestler. That he only had one leg. He had a leg amputated, but he still used to wrestle.
With one leg?
Yes. Well, he was amputated. He had a fake leg on, a wooden leg. But he still
used to wrestle with a wooden leg.
No one would know the difference. Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah, but he doesn't bend them on day.
It's only stay from the knee down. I would never have noticed this. I've gone back and checked videos. I'm like, okay. Somehow he got away with it. But his finishing move was a spinning punch. So he didn't have to do anything.
Not a spinning kick. With his wooden leg.
It would be dangerous, wouldn't it? With a wooden leg. Yeah. Knock someone out. Anyway, that's irrelevant. We'll talk about the squad. Now we're going to go to the most important thing of the highlight of the week, which is obviously Solo's been with us for a long time. He started his channel and he still lives on with us because he brings us every week. He brings us the Solo 11, which is Solo, Errol getting together, he's getting with his think tank and coming up with a team that he thinks should start and no justifications. He just throws out the team, and we just have to work it out. So here we go. Here's the solo 11. Whew, let's start in defence. So he's put Onana in once again. There's no rotation there. I'm okay with that. You guys?
Yep, we agree with the first one.
Okay. So after the other day, we all voted Harry Maguire man of the match. He's starting with Varane.
I've actually changed my mind now because I don't like agreeing with you. So my man of the match was somebody else. I can't think of anybody at the moment, but yeah.
It's on camera. It's sealed. It's there. Go check out the post-match show. Anyway, so Harry Maguire and Varane starting in centre defence. And then we got right back. Looks like Phil Jones, but it's actually Dello. And left back, welcome back, Reguilon. Guys, any thoughts on this defence?
Reguilon, I'm glad's back. I think that just gives us balance. Whether he's as good as Luke Shaw or Malacia, probably just need somebody who can play as a left back. We know he's really progressive, so hopefully that'll help further up the pitch. Dalot has to start after the goal that he scored. Varane got his 10 minutes just to get some juice in his legs, and Maguire, I suppose, has to play.
Okay, moving on, Mr. Bathtime. Any thoughts on this? Because Solo selected this. He's a genius, and he does get it right a lot of the time. Would you go with the same back four?
I do have an issue with Reguilon, but we'll go into that later. I don't see any problem with that back four, but it does pose a tactical issue, which we'll get into in depth later for my rest defence fans.
Brilliant. So in midfield, we need to win. Remember, guys, it's a must-win game, so we have to play what is probably considered our strongest side. No need for rotations and things like that. Amrabat starting, deserved, I reckon. He's the main man at the moment with Casemiro out. And it's all about this position, whether it's Eriksen, McTominay, or Hannibal. And Solo's gone with Hannibal as the number 8, and with Bruno ahead of him in midfield. So, real big talking point here is the Hannibal, which is always going to be a talking point because Eriksen came on, done all right the other day. McTominay scored again. He's got 3 in the last 2 games. And Mr. Hannibal, who's the young, hungry horse, coming true and fighting for a place. So that's a tough one, and he's gone with Hannibal. Reasons why? What do you think our boy Solo's thinking about it?
Well, as a central midfielder, I said Solo probably believes that you need to be on the ball and touch the ball more than 7 times in an hour. So that could be a reason why McTominay's not playing. Obviously, Eriksen coming on did show a level of control. So I suppose he could have gone with Eriksen. But I think Hannibal's probably got a mix of both of them, to be fair. Not as good as Eriksen, obviously. But engine-wise, he's as good as McTominay. I think he's better on the football than McTominay, is more likely to listen to instructions. So I think that's probably why Hannibal's in there. And Bruno's a no-brainer. Bruno's always going to start.
Just sorry, I did miss out. Let's rephrase this now. For this number 8 position, we got Mason Mount, 1 player, Hannibal, Eriksen, and McTominay. Am I right in saying there's 4 players fighting for that 1 position? Half-time.
No, because the left-sided 8 and the right-sided 8 have very different responsibilities. Mr. B was trying to sneak in some disses on McTominay there about his lack of touching the ball. He shouldn't be touching the ball more than 15 or 20 times in a game as the right-sided 8. Like, he's there to provide the final touch in the box, and he's there to provide the first movement, which gives space to other players. Well, anyway, but this is wrong because Mason Mount will play. Like, you can't have your £60 million signing and not play him. I think it will be Amrabat, Bruno, and Mount that will play. Okay.
Just to go for some comments here quickly before we go to the forward line. Box is saying here, Man United players who took part in the collective training were Onana, Heaton, Bainda, Dalot, Vitek as well. So you see the players. I'm not going to go through the whole squad. That's what he said. But based on that, Amrabat, Fernandes, Casemiro, Rashford. I know this is. Oh God, he's thrown out the whole. Just name the whole squad. Why don't you? Alex is saying here, I'm in traffic. and someone has the Ghostbuster station wagon driving in the rush hour of traffic with him. Remember that?
Isn't it a hearse?
Yeah, it's like
No,
a
it's
big.
an ambulance, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
an old style ambulance.
that's right. Classic. Stuart
Yeah.
Marshall's in the house as well. And Stuart Marshall obviously said, "Don't forget about Mason Mount." I forgot about him. Sorry about that. This is this team from Box. He's got Bayenda, Reguilon, Maguire, Varane, Dalot, Hannibal, Amrabat, Mount, no Bruno, Garnacho, Martial, and Palestri in a must-win game. He's got
Bloody
a
hell!
rotation.
Wow, Box.
Rest Fernandez. Sorry, you were thinking rest defense. Anthony, Holland, Rashford, McTominay, and Ericsson. Someone called Zico Forbes. Now, big up, bro. Saw you earlier. How you doing, man? He came around mums to yum some food. He said Van der Beek for number 8 as well. So there's
Why are you even including this player?
I was saying how many players are in contention for that one position. I think.
Yeah, but he's not in contention for anything on Monday.
Yeah, I forgot about Donny. Yeah, we have to. Donny's out of his effing element, as the big Lebowski would say. Jeff saying here, we will get destroyed if we play that midfield. Talk about the one we put up here, blame Solo. The one bath time with Vaughan said, okay, bath time, you've gone with Mount.
Yeah, like, I think he'll play Mount, Amrabat, and Bruno Fernandes.
Well, that's what Jeff says. You're going to get destroyed with that team. Super McTominay on the bench to come on and grab a goal. Donny van der Beek isn't in the Champions League squad, apparently.
There you go.
And poor old Donny. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's go to the strikers here, or the forward line, as you like to put it. Rashford on the right. Bizarre. Garnacho on the left. And holding his hips, it's the big man up front, Rasmus. What do you think about this? Especially with the Rashford thing. I think that's a bit shocking. On the right, starting from the right, guys.
Why is that? Why is it shocking?
Because he usually starts from the left, and I think his favoured position. It's not often you see him starting on the right unless there's major injuries. We've got Anthony, who's fit, I'm sure. He played the other day, so I'm a bit surprised by that.
After?
Yeah, I agree. I think that Anthony, Rasmus, and McTominay all came off on about the 62nd, 63rd minute against Sheffield United. And I think that's because all of them are penciled in for the squad. I'd be stunned if Anthony doesn't start at right wing. And I would like to see Garnacho start at left wing. But I think, once again, Rashford's going to start.
So would Stuart Marshall. He said Garnacho to start as a no-brainer for him as well. So a lot of people are sort of swaying towards Garnacho again. Are you one of those, Mr. B?
Yeah, I think Garnacho needs to be on the pitch. I think he needs to get a start. I'm not sure he would start over Rashford, to be fair. But yeah, he does need a start. He does. It's just is Ten Hag brave enough to make a decision in a must-win game?
Decision like what? Drop in either Anthony or Rashford.
Yeah, dropping Anthony or Rashford for Garnacho.
Yeah. What about Martial? Does he? I mean, if he came on the other day and done pretty well, is there any chance that he could be starting up front?
I don't think so. With Højlund's goal record in the Champions League, it would be very difficult to say. Like, you know, you've scored against Bayern away, you got 2 against Galatasaray, but Anthony came on, like Martial came on for half an hour and wasn't injured, so on the bench you go. I can't imagine that conversation taking place.
Can I just grab, before we say something else about that, from my point of view, Rasmus is a big guy. One of his attributes, apparently, is holding up the play against big defenders and everything else. I've seen Martial is not as big. With his first, maybe it's his first touch, whatever, but he holds the ball up almost as good, or even not better, than Rasmus. Is that down to his technical abilities, being a good first touch, or using his body well? Because I don't think he's as strong as Rasmus.
No, I think it's all three. It's experience, technique, and his body shape. Like Martial is brilliant at winning free kicks when we need free kicks up the pitch, and that's something I'd like to see Rasmus develop a little bit. Like when he's the outman against City, for example, he's got to be winning free kicks against Ruben Diaz and like alleviating pressure. And that's one of Martial's greatest abilities, is he can take pressure off the team by getting the ball, keeping it, and then getting a challenge.
Okay, so here we go. Jeff saying here, I called it bath time. Your slides are back, most certainly. And did you know John Connolly was a World Cup winner, 1966 as well? All right, what have we got here? This is about Rasmus, eh?
Yep. Anybody?
Okay, so
Rasmus is, yeah,
oh,
go on.
sorry.
I'll let you do it. I'm on.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
one day you do it. No, you do
so
it. You do
Rasmus
it.
eyes record. What record is that already? Holland has scored in both his UEFA Champions League appearances for Man United, netting 3 goals in the process. If he finds the net in this game, he'd be the first player to score in his first 3 games for the Red Devils in the Champions League, UEFA Champions League, since John Connolly in 1965. I thought John Connolly was from Terminator.
That's John
That's
Connor.
John Connor.
John Connor, of course, yeah. I don't know who John Connolly is, but yeah, that'd be a great record. Scoring his first 3 games. Obviously, Galatasaray got braced in the end, scored against Bayern Munich as well. So this is seen as the easiest game of the group. So good luck to him. That'd be a nice record to start his career off with. Any day, reckon, guys.
Yeah, let's I don't care who's. I'll be honest. I don't care who scores tomorrow on Monday. I don't care who scores tomorrow. I'm going to be jumping for joy whoever hits the back of the net as long as we win the game.
Okay, so it's a really important game tomorrow. I mean, we've been disappointed. I've been on social media today on Facebook and all these things, and I had a friend of mine put out a video for about 8 minutes, just saying, didn't go into detail, but he kept saying, Man United is shit. Man United is shit. He's a Man United fan, saying Man United is shit. It's the worst football I've ever watched. He even turned off the game the other day to watch the rugby instead. And I said, what's going on? Because there's comments flying in and all the rival fans were like laughing and saying, ha ha, because they think we're mid-table side now. But he just said, look, there's no excitement anymore in the side. We're not playing well at all. And he just doesn't enjoy watching Man United play at the moment. He thinks we're boring. He thinks we've got no punch. He thinks based on all the Premier League, obviously he's seen Newcastle and Aston Villa have great games over the weekend. He thinks we deserve to be where we are based on the poor brand of football we're playing at the moment. So, but he did sort of admit that it's a results game as well. But I think a lot of fans are feeling that right now. They're not very happy with the way we're playing. All the excitement levels are really down. Bath time, what you got for us?
Well, like as I was today given the solo 11 early, I said I don't think that this is a particularly good team, and I tried to explain why. And then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get out some graphics. So I've done that for all the different phases of play and defending in the block. So unless there's any comments you want to do,
yeah, let me just quick before you go into that. All right, so Stuart Marshall, Stuart Marshall, man, top guy. He says also Harry Maguire appreciation post. Never been his biggest fan, but I hope his forming continues. Wow, it just shows you that people can turn it around. Jeff saying here, we need that desperately, Stuart. Proud moment seeing Maguire coming of age. This channel has backed him from day one. Not this channel, just me. All right. Remember,
can I just say something? So he's come of age because he's had 2 games where he hasn't made a bloody mistake. Are you not serious? Are you really serious?
I'll wait for Box's response to that. Sorry, Bath Time backed him as well. I have to give respect to Bath Time. Has also backed him. But you, Mr. B, I think Box is talking to you right now.
Yeah, he's winding you up, Mr. B.
Stuart Marshall saying, I'm available tomorrow night for After Night Show. We've also got a special guest as well from one of our favourites, which is Dora, coming on. We are shite at OMONDI, says Stuart Marshall. And big up everyone from Big T. How you doing? Maguire's only played against shit teams, so that's why he's played so well and got like a 95% win rate or something. Who said that? Smile and blue. All right, let's move on. I want to hear what Bath Time's got to say. Bath Time, just before you start, are we shit to watch?
Yeah, a little bit, to be honest. A little bit. But we're getting there. Don't worry, we're getting there, boys. All right, who's ready for a slideshow? Put your hands up.
I'm born ready for this. I can't wait. Let's do this.
All right, this bit is really, really quick. This is all the different shapes that United will need to use with Solo's 11. So here we've got defending in a low block. I've switched Varane and Maguire around, basically because I made a mistake. But I could say it's because I believe that Garnacho and Reguilon are not as good defending, so we'll expect to see more crosses from that half space. But it's a mistake. And then
going back to Do you want to like they're really narrow there, aren't they? I mean, a lot of people get the idea that they're supposed to be wide and fullbacks hugging the touchline and that kind of thing. But when we're defending like that, when we haven't got the ball, it's good. There's no spaces there for them to sort of in between the lines. There's no space in between the defenders or the midfielders. I like that shape, and I really can't emphasize enough how important it is to be that compact, because you got to play through all those players there to score a goal. And it's very rare you get teams when you're compact like that can play football through you, unless you're Barcelona from Pep's age or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, the point with the block is that there's only three ways to like play a block. You either go over it, around it, or through it. And when you're in a low block, you can't go over it because you're just kicking into the thing. You go around it, there's too many people there, and you can't play through it. And then if you look at Rasmus and Rashford, you've all heard of the rest defence. That is a rest attack, where Rasmus and Rashford will be in between the lines, looking to break into wide areas for transitions. And if anyone wants a big long explanation on transitions, I'd be very happy to go through it. And then here, this is just defending in a mid block. Everything's fine here so far, right? This is where things get a bit interesting. This is the high block defending, and I've put the enemy in just to illustrate it, where Garnacho, Rasmus, and Rashford would be our first line of pressure, and then Reguilon and Delot would be tasked with covering the 11, so that's making sure the pass can't get there, but also being positioned well enough to jump onto the fullback. And if you've watched United play, Anthony constantly is having a go at Delot, because Delot has not really jumped onto his fullback particularly well. And so when Delot jumps onto his fullback, Varane has to cover the 7. And when Reguilon jumps onto Maguire has to cover the 11. And that's a concern for me. And obviously the midfielders all go man to man. So that's defending in the high block. But this is where I find things more interesting. So this is first phase play, Mr. B. This is your build-up. The problem with solo 11 is Reguilon, because Reguilon is a wide defender, right? And he does all his best stuff out wide. So that means that Garnacho has to play inside, because you can't have two people on the same line. Exactly the same with Rashford and Delot. Delot is best in wide areas. Rashford's best in wide areas. Those two will have to play inside to pin the back four so that Reguilon and Delot can provide the width. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then you've got Maguire, Varane and Onana making the back three. So that would be our build-up play. And with build-up shape, you always want to look at a U. Like, so the 2, 5, 1, 4 and 3 make a sort of U. That's secure. That means you can get the ball anywhere on the pitch without losing it. Very important to look out for that in games. Right, second phase play. This is where this is where the real issue is. So if you look at Varane, Maguire, Amrabat and Onana, they make that diamond that we see all the time. Yeah, Mr. B?
Yeah.
Right. Reguilon and Delot have to hold the width. And then you've got Garnacho and Rashford inside positions. I don't think that Rashford's very good inside. I don't think he's very good outside at the moment either. But Garnacho, I've no idea if he can play inside or outside. And then this is the bit that I found the hardest. This is third phase place. This is where we're right up the pitch. We got them pinned in. We got our rest defence and stuff. You have your 5 attackers, which are Reguilon, Garnacho, Rasmus, Rashford and Delot. That's your 5. And they've got to split. They've got to widen the pitch as much as possible. And then behind them you have your rest defence. And I don't like this rest defence, because if you look at the 2 diamonds, so the diamonds would be Amrabat, Reguilon, Garnacho and Bruno. And the other one is Mabry, Varane, Delot and Rashford. That's where all your interchanges happen. I don't think it's strong enough defensively. Because Reguilon can't play inside, so you have to put Amrabat there. And Varane, I don't think is particularly good at breaking the lines. I just don't think that that's the best use of our players. I think that we want Garnacho and Rashford in outside positions, and we want our fullbacks inverted basically, and this is why I constantly go on about how we need fullbacks that can play inside, because otherwise it means they can't make a back three, and it means that like players like Rashford and Garnacho can't play wide. So that is my problem with
Okay.
Solo 11.
Just to go, yeah, we have seen, like when we saw the goal the other day when Lindelof got up, he was in a sort of like a inverted position, and that's how that we've been playing with the fullbacks. I've seen Dalot playing where Rashford is right now, in that sort of position there, inverted a lot of the time. So I think the fullbacks, I don't think you're giving enough credit, especially Reguilon. Maybe we just haven't seen enough of him, whether he can do that comfortably. I think high up the pitch he can. It's about holding that position and getting these guys. You want to get your best players in the best position at the right time.
Yeah.
So I think it's like you explained this really well, but I just think looking at this, I don't have any issues with it. I think Garnacho can do that because he's.
Someone's got their phone a bit too close to the microphone, I think. Thank you.
I don't know who that is, but yeah. Okay, so I think let's see with Reguilon what we've seen with him. He is a good wide player and he could drive forward. But I think even if he comes inside, he's going to drag someone with him, and that will give. And if Garnacho goes where he is wider, it's going to give him a situation where he can get in his best position. What we saw the other day with Maguire, he was pinging balls from right to left and getting Rashford in one-on-one situations. And that happened quite a lot. And whether it's Rashford or whether it's Garnacho, you want it to be one of them two rather than Reguilon. You don't want to be pinging the ball to Reguilon, for example. So I think we don't necessarily have to set up like this. We can set up with our wide men being the wide men and have inverted fullbacks and put some trust in them. I think Dalot does a good job. I think technically he's good enough to do it. We've seen him do it enough now. Maybe he's not giving us the assists or too much, but the other day he had a nice overlap and cross which led to the goal when he worked on the right-hand side. And I think Reguilon is much better option than what we had in the past, well, in the last game with Lindelof, where I found Lindelof was in those positions and just really struggling to do anything constructive. I think Reguilon will do a lot better, even though I agree with you, BATHTIME. Maybe he needs to adapt or learn how to play that position, or maybe he can never be that player. But it's interesting that what fullbacks are out there that can play that. If you look at I was watching Spurs earlier, their Italian left back. I see he's a wide man. He's very good, but he seems to be very playing wide a lot of the time. And I'm looking around saying, how many players can play in that position, inverted, and be comfortable and sort of sit in a double pivot sometimes? I don't think, maybe that's the generation to come with guys like Rico Lewis coming through. And
or you take a midfielder and you put him in the full-back position,
like
Partey, or
Pogba. Go on, say it. Go.
Or Pogba. But look, Mr. B, right? There's one really important thing here that I think our team is struggling with. Is if you look at Amrabat's position here, that has been in most games recently. That's been Lindelof. We are absolutely desperate for a left foot in that position to be able to play two different types of passes. And I would love Reguilon to be able to play in that place because he's got a left foot. But until Shaw comes back, I don't think we've got... Yeah, or Martinez. And this is the problem. So I know that this will disappoint everyone. I would not be surprised if Amrabat plays at left back tomorrow.
No chance. I just can't see it. Especially if Casemiro is available, maybe. But I can't see him playing if Casemiro's not available. He's not going to trust Scott to do that role. We've got nobody else to play it.
Yeah, but he just has to... He only plays it in possession, right? So you would play the three at the back, which could be Maguire, Varane and Lindelof. So you got your three centre-backs, the three at the back, and then Amrabat can go and stay next to Mabry or McTominay or Bruno or Mount or whoever. And then when we need to go back into a block, he just gets in the block and protects the channel. It's not that difficult. But I do think that Amrabat might start.
I'm with Box.
Yeah, I'm with Box as well. I don't think that should happen. I think Amrabat showed the other day that he can boss that midfield. if he starts getting the ball, this players start passing to him, and he can dictate play. He's very good in that position. Drifting him out of position at this stage, it's like, nah, it's not for me. Especially when you've got a left back coming in. I think you've got to give the left back the confidence to play that role.
All right.
And
Well,
from
if
what I've
you
seen
play
from
this, Amanda, if you play this, Amrabat will be behind the ball for the entire game. Right? With if you have Reguilon and Delo, they're going to be in wide areas. Amrabat's going to go and sit next to Maguire and Varane, and he's going to be the main sort of like distributor out to the flanks. But you've got Maguire, who I think can do that better than Amrabat with his long-term passing. And all you're going to get is you're going to get us moving the ball, as you've seen all the time, really slowly from side to side without any real penetration. And that's my big worry.
Can I counter on that?
Of course.
Yeah, I like to bring a bit of positivity. You said that these two diamonds, you're concerned about the defensive side of them. I think these
The
two
left
diamonds
one.
against Copenhagen, the threat will be a positive for us. So you've got Rashford, Mabry, Varane, and Delo. I don't see it. I think the stronger side
That's
will
fine.
be
Yeah.
I think the stronger side will be the other with Bruno, Garnacho, Amrabat, and Reguilon. And
On
I like
defense?
that when you offensively.
Oh, offensively. Sorry.
Yeah, offensively, yeah. So when you look at this, you think, all right, Copenhagen, we could be in the third phase a lot of the time, playing, pinning them in their half, and how are we going to break them down? And I can see with those two diamonds there, and with Amrabat and Maguire spraying balls, and Bruno and maybe Ericsson or Hannibal, I think there's a lot of players there that can sort of link up, create little 1-2s, and open up space to get crosses in, or to have cutbacks or crosses from the half space. There's a lot that can happen there with those two diamonds that we have there. So I'm more positive about going forward.
Defensively, though.
Offensively, yeah.
No,
definitely.
defensively.
Yeah, I get you defensively, but I don't know what Copenhagen have got. I haven't scouted them. I don't know what they've got. But I've got a sense that they're going to come here tomorrow and look for a point. And it's that, and we're going to be in this situation a lot of the time where we're running the game. They'll be looking for counters. And I think we've got enough ball players there not to give the ball away stupidly and just keep grinding them down. And those two diamonds that you said Bruno, Amrabat, Reguilon, and Garnacho, and then you've got Mabry, Varane, Dalot, and Rashford. That's enough for me to break them down. I think there's enough.
So would you go with that team?
Not necessarily with Mabry. I would play Ericsson because it's Champions League, and I think it's we need a player like him who's got a bit more technical and can sort of dictate the play. Because I think we have.
Do you think we can dominate the midfield with Ericsson in there?
Yeah, most certainly. Because I think we'll be in this sort of phase of play a lot of the time. I can't.
So you're taking Ericsson over Mount?
Yeah, that's me being naive here, not knowing much about Copenhagen. But I'm sure we can dominate the play at home on a big pitch like that, and be in positions like this where we've got a lot of possession and we can sort of move the ball around. But you have to move it around quickly. So, bath time is a brilliant.
Actually, I want to go back to it when you talk about Ericsson. That's all right. Which is like you, Mr. B. You said, can we dominate the ball with Ericsson? When Ericsson comes on, do you see where Amrabat is in that on that third phase play?
Yeah,
that's where Ericsson goes when he comes on, because he's the only guy on the team that is able, even with the right foot, to play the angles there. So if Ericsson plays, he's going to play where Amrabat is there, and that might make us a lot better. You can't have him where OMONDI wants him with Mabry as the 8, because that 8 is like an auxiliary centre forward. He's going to be the one that's going to be crashing the box, trying to get the last touch on it, and that's not Ericsson. And to be honest, it's not Bruno and it's not Mount, and I don't know why he keeps trying to play them boys in that position. But if Ericsson plays, he plays where Amrabat is playing, and Amrabat probably plays where Hannibal Mabry would be there.
You know what, all you Man United agendites, make sure you check this out tomorrow when we are in this sort of position, how we set up and how we can stretch them. Because I think this is a wonderful graphic, especially when you break up the pitch like that. It just makes it so much easier to sort of understand. So big up to bath time. A couple of comments here. If Amrabat starts at left back, I'll probably turn off, said Big T. Amrabat looks like a fish out of water at left back, says Box. Emma, how you doing, Emma? Nice to see you. Said, I don't mind Amrabat at left back in possession, she's saying there. The young Reiki Saki from Palace B gave him problems at left back. I imagine that's from Box. Play Delo at left back and Anthony right back. Mount can play right wing. Completely. That's rotation. Total football. Emma saying here, they got a kid called the Swedish Messi. His first name is Ronnie. Rooney or Ron. Is that Ronnie? I'll have to look out for him. Looking forward to that. Copenhagen have Holland's two younger brothers as well. We know about that. Big up Box. Box from Emma, who's Danish, says pretty sure one of them doesn't play in the first team though. And Box is saying here, Copenhagen, are you Danish? MK are Copenhagen. MK are Copenhagen your Danish team? Okay. Oh yeah, they are Danish. Of course they are. What am I talking about? Ericsson can pass out of trouble even if he can't run out of it. And I don't follow the Danish league like that. By the way, just quick shout. I was doing a training course today. It's the second time I met this guy, a Welsh guy. And it was doing a first aid course. And the second time he recognized me from last time. This guy does drug testing. He's ex-physio, but he does drug testing for the Premiership and the Championship. And it used to be performance enhancing drugs, but now he does like recreational drugs, that kind of thing, the testing. But he knows he's got a lot of insight into the game. He goes to a lot of games, and he's a main man for the FA. And he was talking about what happened with Ericsson and how important it was for them to get people around him and save his life within minutes with a defibrillator and have people running on the pitch. And unfortunately, it didn't happen with Marco Physio, Vivian Voe as well. He was playing in French football at the time when it happened and on international duty. And it took them about 6 minutes to get to him. And you can only survive for 4 or 5 minutes like that. So it just shows you how advanced football's come towards saving people's lives in situations like that and being first aiders and reacting, because you only get a short time. Apparently only 10% of people that have cardiac arrests outside of hospital survive. So that's why being a first aider is really important. And I am now, well, I've done so many courses, but I am a first aider. So guys, hang around me if you've got any I will be there for you. Mr.
Is he
B.
coming on the show on Monday? That sounds like a top guest.
Yeah, I didn't ask him, but he really rates me. He kept, you know, when you're in a training course, he keeps looking, catching eyes with me when he's talking, like he wants to respond. So I'm like, you know, give it all there. But while I'm falling asleep, but I will try and get him on the show. I'll email him and get him on the show. But really,
we're looking for a physio. I really want a physio to come on and talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Malacia and his maternity leave or whatever he got injured with.
Big up to Delboy Gunner. They're doing great at the moment, Arsenal, aren't they? They're flying, and Delboy Gunner must be buzzing. Go and check out his channel if you want some excitement. The way they're gassed up at the moment. Big up, Delboy. Hope you're doing well. And let's move on. We want predictions now, don't we? Bath time. Fantastic analysis. Hopefully, we can go through that again in the future with more games as well. Score prediction, guys. We don't think we know. It's really hard, isn't it? Because we don't know much about Copenhagen, do we, Mr. B? So, but we must win the game. So I don't want to hear any draws or losses.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna go 2-1. I'll go a nervy 2-1. I'd love to think that we're gonna score 3 goals. We'll score 1. We're gonna go for another one, but we won't. So I'll go 3-1.
Wow. 3-1.
No, 2-1. No, 2-1. 2-1. What am I talking about? 2-1.
You said nervy 2-1.
Yeah, nervy 2-1.
Why can't we smash teams up anymore? What's wrong with us getting a good old? You still got faith.
They don't have it in them at the moment on Monday. They don't have it in them at the moment.
Guys in the comments, do you agree with Mr. B? Is it going to be a shaky victory? If you believe we're going to win, let me know your score lines in the comments. Vincent's come in. He's saying comfortable 3-0. I like the sound of that.
That's low from Vincent.
Well. You went 8 the other day.
Yeah, that's low from Vincent. That's a 0-0 for anyone else.
Box is saying 6-0. Floodgates finally open. It won't be on Bath Time Sunday League team. And
very good.
Yeah, but Big T saying here, knowing what I know about us, 2-0 loss. Don't say that.
Oh, such negative Nancy, Big T. Like.
Now, 1-0 looks like a shaky result, but it's a win. It's a win, mind you. That's from Matthew Bassett. He's going 1-0. And we've got 2-1 here. So it's really tight. You know, no one's got faith in us anymore to whoop this team.
I do.
Vincent. And Bath Time, apparently. So Bath
4-0. 4-0.
What do you know about Copenhagen? They got a Danish Messi. Have you done your research?
No, I don't need to. It's Copenhagen. Like I know everyone was really disappointed with the performance against Sheffield United. There was a lot of good in that performance. Our defensive and attacking structures were the best I've seen for ages. It's like it's the lights. There's hope with the takeover. There's going to be I mean, McTominay turned into I don't know, Pele after watching a documentary on Beckham. What's he going to do now Bobby Charlton's gone? He's going to come out they're going to go out fired up with everyone behind them, must-win game. And I'm sorry, if they can't get a win tomorrow and a convincing one, then I think that huge questions have to be asked about every single member of that squad and Ten Hag, because enough is enough. It's Copenhagen at home. They've got us into a must-win game. I want them to go out there and smack them up and show them who we are. It's not good. It's not good enough what's going on, and I want goals.
Wow. So you're saying 4-0?
Yep, I demand it.
You demand it. Emma's saying here, I want a big win. I want all the newspapers to be about Copenhagen's shocking loss. Jeff saying 2-1 and a trip to hospital with chest pains. I'll be there, Jeff. Martial with a brace. Hopefully not an injury.
A back brace.
Yeah.
Matt Maguire with a trademark header. He wins plenty, but hopefully
that would be an own goal then.
Vincent's saying here, I think we need to get this channel on TikTok as well. They only do like short 5-minute slots, don't they? Aim low, it elates you higher when you're surprised. That's from Big T. Emma's saying here, we should win with these. However, they're quite good in a low block against Bayern. Yeah. Didn't they go 1-0 up against Bayern?
Yes, the score? Didn't they go
2-1.
2-2 with Galatasaray?
I believe so. They got a draw.
Maybe.
Yeah, but Galatasaray got a man. I'm sure Galatasaray got a man sent off. That was the only reason that they came back to 2-2 in the game.
Right.
You know what? Bath time's right. You know.
Okay.
Bath time's right.
Shocking.
It should be a 3-0.
Yeah.
But I'll go 3-1. I'm changing it to 3-1. Not so nervy. 3-1.
Can I set the scene for you as well, Mr. B? Because you said nervy, but there'd be a nice tribute before the game, emotional tribute to Bobby Charlton. And for that reason alone, I think the crowd will be elevated and be lifted. And I think based on that, we're going to play in the spirit of Bobby Charlton, a winner, a world champion, a European champion, a league champion, FA Cup winner, and just a champion footballer all round. I think we're going to play in the spirit of Bobby Charlton tomorrow and give them a pasting.
Yes, a Monday.
Yeah, I really loved it. By the way, guys, go check out the show we did yesterday on Bobby Charlton. It was really emotional. Go and check it out if you haven't watched it already, and give us a like on that one, because it's a huge loss for our club. This is like the main man. A few more comments here. Big T saying, I would trust OMONDI with my life. He has a soothing voice. I fear bath time would get out first aid PowerPoints and miss the opportunity to save me.
Good one.
Copenhagen were 2-0 up with 5 minutes to go. Oh, there you go. So they bottled it against Galatasaray. They were beating Galatasaray 2-0 until they got a red card. Oh, wow. So maybe they are good. They were 1-0 up against Bayern Munich, and they were 2-0 up against Galatasaray. Big T just talked to Big Cheese. I'll break out the defibrillator for a twisted ankle as well. All right, score predictions. Everyone's confident. Mr. Peace changed his mind. He's gone from 2-1 to 4-0. Or did you say 3-0?
We need you to give them that team speech, bath time. You've inspired all of us to up our scores.
Well, I could do it in Spanish, and then Monday could translate it into English and add in random track and field references.
I think, hey. I don't know what he just did, but yeah, go along with that. All right, guys, it's been a great show, and hopefully tomorrow you tune in. Don't forget, we've got to watch along with Mr. B. Pure excitement, pure drama, pure passion. That's what we get with Mr. B when he's doing his live watch.
That's just him turning it on. Setting it up.
Mr. B, what time are you going tomorrow? What time you want to
I'm set up for 7:45 because I've got some but it's probably going to be 7:30. It could be 7:30. Look, tell you what, if you hit your notification bell, you know when I'm going to go live, guys.
Okay. Bring that passion and we don't want no 2-1 wins. We want to smash it. And don't forget, after the show as well, we've got the wonderful Dora, bath time, maybe Stuart Marshall as well. It could be a celebration, and Mr. B if he wants to join us as well.
Oh no, I won't be on that. I'll be celebrating with my bottle of Ray Nephew. Sorry, my sip of Ray Nephew. So
all right, guys, it's been a wonderful show. Look, make sure you tune in tomorrow. This is the make or break for our Champions League. Imagine you look, guys. I mean, just quickly, we worked so hard all season to get third place. And then after 2 games, like what?
Just don't, bro.
And I heard someone in the comments, by the way, I can't remember who it was. I have to go back. They said, "Oh, maybe we should rotate because we've got City on the weekend." What's to start all over again? I mean, this is a must-win. We've got to go for it, guys. We've got to go for it. Big up Matthew Bassett saying, love the show as well. And Mr. Big T saying, I love how Mr. B forgets he's streaming.
I try.
Many examples of that.
You know, right. I was supposed to have red and yellow cards, right? So I had a red Indian. I just had a packet of Quavers yellow and a packet of... And you know, I was so mad, dude. I didn't even lift them up once. I turned around, I've sat on the bloody Quavers, rub them into the fucking chair. Oh, man.
If anyone wants to see Mr. B's greatest hits, if you look up Man United rage compilations, there's quite a lot of Mr. B in them, especially the Watford game where he ate his curtains.
I want to be sweet. I don't want a customer. I want to be sitting down there happy. 10 minutes, score a goal. 25 minutes, score another goal. On half hour, we score another one. And the second half, just a celebration, man, where there's no swearing, there's no nothing. It's just me enjoying the game of football. I know it's
Quavers everywhere.
Oh,
right. Guys, thank you so much for a wonderful show. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget for the watch along and the post-match show as well. Just want to remind people, when I was a kid, my dad used to roll me down the hill in tyres.
Oh no, OMONDI.
Those were the good years. Anyway, I'm sorry. God bless everyone, and we will see you tomorrow on the main line agenda for the live watch along and the post-match show with Dora. Dora's coming on as well. Don't forget that. See you later, guys.